Looking at the tough reality of prostitution, reasons against its legalization. The reality of prostitution. Many people believe that selling sex is considered the oldest job. According to a CNN report, around 4.8 million individuals, predominantly women and young girls, are forced into prostitution across the globe, pointing out significant problems within the sex trade sector. It's not about glamour, it's about taking advantage of others and human trafficking. I would like to share with my fellow classmates and Professor McDaniel how we as people can stop bad behavior in the sex industry. I have a video. Mistreatment and prostitution. Many of the girls that go into this industry are either forced into drugs or alcohol consumption. So when they're doing their job, they are not even in their right state of mind. They're also usually denied their basic needs, as in maybe they're not getting food, water, not getting to shower, have clean clothes every day. They're also threatened with weapons or physically assaulted, and most of the time being sexually harassed. Also, children are being taken advantage in this industry, just like how we had watched in the video. In some countries, as young as 16 is allowed to be doing the sex industry job. And here's a video of mistreatment and prostitution. Exploitation in prostitution. Humans are harmed or mistreated every day in the sex industry, whether they're being forced or tricked into certain situations. A story on ABC News recently found a group of people being forced into prostitution, and this helped many victims get away from the situation. By legalizing prostitution, people are essentially condoning to the exploitation of vulnerable individuals and persuading people into doing things with the help of force and threat, which can lead to abuse. Ethically speaking, legalizing prostitution sends a message that society is willing to overlook the suffering of those forced into the sex trade in favor of monetary gain, undermining our collective sense of morality and compassion. I'd like to share a video from the ABC News. Prostitution health concerns. Health problems related to prostitution are really important. A bunch of diseases can be spread through sexual activities. This poses a big risk to both the workers and their clients. Without strict health regulations, legalizing prostitution might increase these risks. And this issue could harm not just those directly involved, but also impact a wider group of people. Also, as a nurse, I know this can really increase the concern for health problems due to many of the people in the sex industry suffering trauma, which can ultimately lead to mental health illnesses. As a nurse, I can say when we see patients with mental health illnesses, a majority of them have an underlying cause, whether it's trauma, abuse, neglect, and many other underlying causes. People in prostitution primarily experience being stereotyped or they feel some type of harassment, which can all lead to increased stress and anxiety and PTSD. The thought of a young individual being coerced, or in other words, forced into such a life of exploitation endangers, tugs at our emotions, which in some people's eyes can be looked at as like petty or pity, but this urges us even more to take action to protect the most vulnerable members of our society. The issue could harm not just those directly involved, but also impact a wider group of people, according to the New York Times. Legalizing prostitution. When most people think about prostitution, it makes individuals rethink our views on right and wrong and how the society actually operates. According to BBC News, legalizing prostitution could further entrench harmful gender stereotypes, reinforcing societal norms that prioritize profit over human dignity, according to the BBC News. Many people might believe that accepting legalization doesn't match the idea of treating everyone with fairness and kindness. Logically speaking, this could end up encouraging bad actions in anybody's community and make existing problems worse. And clearly, the argument against making prostitution legal is quite strong. In conclusion, the case against legalizing prostitution is definite. Exploitation, health risks, and moral concerns collectively underscore the detrimental impact of legitimizing the sex trade. Prostitution is not merely a matter of personal choice or individual autonomy. It is a complex issue intertwined with inequalities and societal norms. According to the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, experts and advocates alike warn against the normalization of prostitution, emphasizing its incompatibility with principles of fairness and human rights. By addressing the root cause of exploitation and investing in comprehensive support services, we can build a society that upholds the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, ensuring a future where exploitation and objectification have no place. Thank you.